Namaste to all. So we have been going through the Kathopanishad, and as we have seen in the previous days, there has been the background of Nachiketa and Yama conversation, and Nachiketa being the apt student and equally apt teacher Yama. The dialogue between them is what is conveyed to us as a Tattvajnana Upadesha by the rishis. Kathopanishad that is why it is known as Kathopanishad. Kathopanishad. Kataka Muni has the one who has conveyed this message of Tattvam to all of us. So we will go to the last 8 mantras today, where the culmination of the Upadesha happens, giving the final touch to all those details what has been explained in the previous verses. So let us start today's thing. Om Namo Brahmadibhyo Brahma Vidya Sampradaya Kartrubhyo Vamsha Rishibhyo Mahadbhyo Namo Gurubhyaha Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutra Bhashya Kritau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punah Ishvaro Gururatmeti Murtibheda Vibhagine Vyomavat Vyapta Dehaya Dakshinamurtaye Namaha. Om Tat Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Towards the end of the last class, we saw that the 3 mantras which have been very important, which will be in continuation for today's talk, is Indriyebhya param manaha manasastu uttamam sattvadhi manaha mahanatma mahato avyaktam uttamam avyaktat paro purushaha vyapako alinga evacha yam jnatva mrichyute jandur amrutatvam cha gacchati. So the gradation of our capacity as an instrument of the body which we are using. We are not the body. We are using our instrument for the purpose of experience. So the indriyas, the sense organs, are superseded by the mind. And the mind is superseded by the intellect. And the intellect is superseded by the truth. And that Sat is existence is superseded by Mahan Atma. That is the Atma which is spread all over the place. And Mahata Abhyaktam Uttamam. And compared to the Chaitanya in the localized bodies, the Avyaktam, the unmanifest form of that, is superior. And Avyaktat Parapurushaha. That Purusha who has no linga, no name, no way in which we can identify or explain it, or who it is, he is superior than the Avyakta or the unmanifest. Vyapakaha alingaha evacha. He is Vyapakaha means it is his presence everywhere. And alingaha means there is no identification mark even within that. Unlike the space is supposed to be alingaha. There is no way we can identify the space without a contrast into it. But in this particular case, it is not even like space, even because even space is within that. It is superior than the space, because space is also inside, in that only it is existing. And when we have no way to identify the space, how are we going to identify this Mahan Purusha who holds even the space, or in whom the whole space itself is existing? Yam natva muchyade jandur amrudatvam cha gacchati. Knowing that Purusha as the substratum or the existence or the cause or the building block for everything that is experienced in this world, Janduhu, the one who has been created or one who has taken a shape, or Janma, which has got a birth. Amrudattam cha gacchati. He becomes immortal because when the moment the pot knows it is made of mud, and the mud is the reality. The pot, even though it can exist as a pot with the name and form and the utility of it, the reality when known, it is no more worried about the existence of the shape of the pot. Same way, ornaments appearing in the different name and form, when it is known as gold, assuming that the ornaments know that their real nature is gold. So they, even though they undergo the changes of the name and the form, they are not worried about, because they know that in reality they are gold. Same is the case with the waves and the water in different forms, like the droplets to the snow, to the clouds, to the stream, to the river, to the dirty canal, or any whatever that water knows that in reality water is my reality. So such that same way the Jandu, the one who have taken birth in this world, the one who has got the mind, sense organs and the intellect, when he knows that I am not the body, not the senses, not my intellect, not even the awareness with which I am aware of everything, because awareness is because everything is aware. In the existence of other things, the awareness has got a sakshitva. Even beyond that is my reality. In me, everything exists. When knowing that, then he becomes amrtatvam, he becomes immortal. And in the final mantra which we stopped last is, na sandesho tishtati upamasya, na chakshusha pasyati kaschanainam, krida manisha manasa viklipto, ya yetad visuramrtaste bhavanti. Na tishtati rupamasya sandeshaha. There is no doubt about that. These forms are all mere appearances. In tishtati, it is appearing in that amrtatvam, that in that immortality of the reality. But chakshusha na paschati kaschinainam, neither can the sense organs, the eyes can see that. Hrida manisha manasa viklipto, in the innermost bosom of our manisha, the intellectual ones, or the one who is inquiring about it, manasa viklipto, he can comprehend it as the reality. What is that? Edat vitur amrtaste bhavanti. Knowing this is my reality, such a person becomes immortal. Now we will start from today's final 8 slokas with that. Yada panchavishtante jnanina manasa saha buddhistana vicheshtati tamahu paramam gatim. Tamahu paramam gatim. They, the one who have realized this, they declare that this is the ultimate method. We normally take a path which is well trodden. Here also in this one, where this knowledge is not available for mundane life. From the point of view, anything in our acquired knowledge comes from somebody sharing the knowledge with us. The knowledge which we acquire in the world is when it is shared by somebody who has tread that path to us. In this case of Atma Vidya, when to know our own true nature, here also we have to depend upon the Shruti and the Guru who have tread the path before us. And they declare Tamahu Paramam Gati. They declare this as the supreme or the ultimate method. Yada Pancha Janani, Panchajnanani, the 5 sense organs, Manasa Saha, along with the mind, Avathishthande, abide, Buddhischa na vicheshtati, where the intellect do not waver. That is beyond the 5 sense organs, where the mind is also is attracted to. And with the intellect which is not wavering, Tamahu Paramam Gadim, those people say that is the method which in you can comprehend this inner reality within ourselves. Because it is not an external thing. In the earlier mantra, the Muni has said that Paranchikani Vedranat Soyambu Tasmat Parang Pasyadi Antaratman Kaschidiraha Avrta Chakshu Amrudattamichan Pratyagatma Namaichad. So the outward going sense organs fitted on our human body can only sense senses from outside. Even the inner sense organ, which is the mind, can only sense of emotions or feelings and thoughts, what is appearing in mind. It cannot by itself inquire and go into something which he wants to understand. Only a mind intellect which can do the analysis of Pramakaranam, that is creating the knowledge by Prama. Prama means the instruments of with which it can get the knowledge, which is like the Pratyaksha, Pramana, Anumana, Upamana, Pratyapatti. These are all the methods in which we can acquire the knowledge of different things. What is available to the sense organs can bring it. But here, in the previous mantra, it is that na chakshusha pashyati. The eyes cannot see, means all the sense organs are included in that. They cannot see or comprehend this reality. So the only method in which we can know about is buddhischa, vichishtati, the unwavering intellect. Why the concentrate? Drishyate tu agriya buddhya sushma drishyami. In the Bhagavad Gita also Krishna says that only with the sharpest of the intellect one can comprehend it, because it is not within the capacity of the wavering mind to see, because that awareness or that aspect of the self is always camouflaged by things other than it. Apparently, we consider that as ourself. From the external body to the Sushma Sharira, we think that we are. But it is not that. That's been explained in all the previous slokas. So only with a sharp intellect one can identify or look inward to see where we can comprehend that. Tam yogam iti manyante stiram indriya dharanam apramattat tada bhavati yoga hi prabhavapyayo. Tam yogam iti manyate stiram indriya dharanam. It is considered to be a yoga in which sense organs are steady and poised. Also apramattaha, it is not deluded with what is not a reality. What is not a reality, when we see it as a reality, that is what is called delusion. So apramatta means it is not deluded. Even the sense organs or the mind and the intellect should not be in the form of a delusion. Tada bhavati yogaha, that is the real yoga. So here we should understand that the yoga which is predominantly today being popular is only a physical exercise in the form of yoga. Asana, one of the Ashtanga yogas. Asana, this means is the postures which are considered as yoga. But here it is says that Tada bhavati yoga, that becomes the yoga when apramatta, when without any delusion. That is, delusion is to know unreal as real is what is called delusion. And how? Tam yogam yadi manyate stiram indriyanam. When the sense organs are all concentrated on that, are steady and poised and giving the right information, that is, we have to do all the experiences which are coming through the sense organs should be dissected with the intellect. Then only it will become steady. Because the nature of the mind and the intellect is to look for the variety. So in the variety, to see the unity among the variety can be done only the indriyas, unless the mind intellect is involved in the vision or the sense organs of everything. That is why in the other Upanishad it is said, Pratibodha viditam matam amrutattum hi vindate. In every experience what we have, whether internal or external, that should be with the involvement of the intellect. Then only we can say that delusion do not happen. Otherwise, like the snake and the rope, we can have delusion with everything in the world. We can think that we are the body. We can think that our mind is what we are. We can even think our intellect is what we are. But this mano buddhi ahankara chittaninaham, when Shankara said that, it is with this in my mind, in that we should know what is our real nature. Hi prabhavapyayo, which otherwise will rise and fall. Which otherwise will rise and fall means If the intellect is not deluded, intellect is deluded and the sense organs are left free, like the horse example of the Ratha, if it is left free, then it will have, ups and downs, it will be multifaceted, and we will not be able to concentrate and sthira chitta, the sthira buddhi, that will not happen for our comprehension of the reality who we are. We should not be looking externally for the solutions. We should be finding the solution within ourselves. Now in this one, in the Aparokshanubhuti, Shankara says, explains it, and which Vidyaranya Muni has given a beautiful explanation. Yatra yatra yasmin yasmin padarte mano yadi gacchati mano yacchati tatra tatra brahmana sattabhimatrasya namadi upekshaya darshanat anusandanat manasa dharanam brahmanyeva sthirikaranam dharana ityartaha. Now he is mentioning what is a dharana. Wherever the mind goes, yatra yatra yasmin yasmin padarte mano yadi, whichever object of the sense organs, wherever the mind goes, tatra tatra brahmani sattabhimatrasya, that in that object, the unity, brahmana sattabhimatrasya, abhimatra means satta, the existence is what we have to see in the object, not in the name and form. Namadi upekshaya, we have to discard the nama and rupa of an object, and we should see the sattabhimatrasya, the existence of every object. Nanu adharadhishtana shatchakramadye ekatra manaso dharana idi prasiddha madaha sa idi satra ukta lakshana dharana parotkrishta mata tattvabodhanam ityartaha. Now he is totally denying that chakra upasana. Mooladhara to Sirsha, the Sahasrarata, the Shat chakras in the body, and there is method in which is there in the Hatha Yoga, or concentration of dharana, that is what they call it as dharana in the Hatha Yoga method of the Patanjali Sutram. Based on that, Shankara said that is a prasiddham asti, kintu, that is definitely is very popular, but is not what is dharana. Tattvava bodhanam matram paramotkrishtha. The tattva avabodhanam, seeing the truth in everything is dharana. Anyatu Patanjali abhimata pranayamadivat apara ityas bhava. What Patanjali said is what pranayama is on the Shat chakras. Cha eva iti avyaya advaya vedanta vidvad anubhav prasiddhim dhyotayati. Avyayam advayam, that is avyayam, which do not diminish. Advayam, there is no two, there is only one in it. So ekam, that unity in all the objects, nama rupati vivarjitam. When we remove the nama rupa of every object and experience, what we have experienced is that it is, doesn't mean, the moment you remove the name, you can only say it is. And it doesn't have in a form, because it is not in a form which we are talking, because satta vimatrasya, it is means that isness which is being mentioned is that existence aspect of everything. And that is Advayam, it is common in everything. Vedanta Vidvat Anubhava Prasiddhim. Vedanta Vidwanam. Those who know Vedanta, Vidwan, those who have studied the Vedanta or who has understood the Vedanta, for them it is Anubhava Prasiddham. It is their personal experience of this Advayam, Avyayam, Rupam of Sarvatra. In every yatra yatra manoyadi, wherever the mind goes, that such people can see that ekatvam anupashyata. Yatra na anya pashyadi, anya shrunodi, anya vijanadi. In the Chandogya Upanishad, it says that, where we do not see anything other than that. We do not hear anything other than that. We do not comprehend anything other than that. Is what is Bhuma, that is what is called Brahma. And that is the reality of, and that includes you, because you are also an object for others as a nama rupa of a name and form. But even your reality is only that existence and awareness. Therefore, we have to come to the Avyaya, Advaya Rupam of the truth of everything. One who knows this, Amritatvamedi, he is the one who becomes immortal. Then in the next mantra he says, Na eva vacha, na manasa praptum shakye, na chakshusha, asti iti bruvataha, anyatra katam tat upalabhyate. That Yaman himself is saying that, how can I explain that? There are no words in which I don't know how to explain this. But one thing is very sure, na eva vacha, neither by the words, any amount of name and description and explanation we try to give, it cannot comprehend that reality. Na manasa praptum, neither can the mind comprehend it as an idea within the mind, because it is not an object of idea for the mind. Na chakshusha, not by the sense organs, na chakshusha. Asti iti bruvataha. Everyone is saying that it is. Everything or everybody says it is. That isness is the only one when which we can say that. Anyatra kadam tat upalabhyate. How else can one explain that as that isness, the existence or of that what we see that exists. Asti Brahma, that in everything in the world which we think is an isness, is existence, which is what is being coming, and that existence itself is the awareness. We know it because it is not the mind to comprehend it. But do we comprehend the isness of anything? No. We comprehend the name and the form of the objects. We comprehend the adjectiveness of the objects. We comprehend the good and bad of the objects. We comprehend the happiness and sorrow of things within our mind. But we are not able to comprehend the isness and the awareness of every object, which is the existence and awareness, which is called the Sat and Chit of Satyam and Jnanam of Brahma, or Sat and Chit of Vastu, or Ahamasmi iti. Even that is only your personal experience. Vidyadvanubhavam, Vedanta Prasiddham. Then that is only through Vedanta you can understand this knowledge. And that is what it is being explained by the rishis of who have dived deep within themselves to know who I am or who am I. That question was answered only when they dive deep with the Sukshma Drishti. With the sharp intellect only we can do that. Any amount of Vajalambanam, the names, it is just like what you call Pralapanam, Vrishta Pralapanam, Vriddha Pralapanam is what Shankara says, that it is waste of words, because if you can't explain something, and that is somebody is trying to explain that by words, even this what I am doing is waste, because that is how the Shruti himself they say that there is a limitation which words can also explain. Even though I try to explain it, it is beyond these words which I have been telling from the beginning. Oh Nachiketa, Tatra na upalabhyate, Katham tat upalabhyate, how can it be attained? I don't know. Is what Yama saying, that Asti iti eva upalabhyate tattvabhavena ta upayoho. Asti iti eva upalabhyata tattvabhava prasidati. Asti iti eva upalabhyatavya. Only by existence it can be known. Asti iti eva. Asti means existence. Iti eva. By that alone, upalabdhavya. You can understand it, but you cannot grasp it. Tattvabhavena jovayo. The reality in both. That is the one, both here is the one who is knowing it, and the knower, the object and the subject, both are asti. I am also existence. The object or the emotions and the thoughts of the whole experience of mind is also existence. Forget about the name and form of the adjectiveness of all these experiences. But the reality of that is asti eva. Asti iti eva upalabhyate. Asti iti eva bhava upalabhyata, and only in existence it can be known. In existence, it should be known as existence. That is the clutch of it. If you are to know in existence, how will you see water in water? How will you see space in space? This is for the mind to, not for explaining that it cannot be. How to see the space in space is not possible for us. But that is the way in which you can be told. You have to see the existence of everything because they are all existence in real nature. If you remove the name and nomenclature and the rupa, nama, or the name and form of all the things, either external or internal, like, your emotion, thoughts and feelings and etc. Everything has existence. In existence, it is that there is no way you can say this separate from that, because both are in existence. So how can we even make it? That is why it is Advayam. And Avyayam means because it is never, existence can never become more or never become less. Existence is existence in its pure, pristine nature. So Avyayam Advayam, Vedanta Prasiddham, Vedanta Vidvat Anubhava Prasiddham. One who dives deep within himself, his existence only he can comprehend. When he comprehends his own existence, aham, what is my real nature? At that time, he has that vision of existence of his own and ubhayam. Tattvabhavena, tattvabhavam. Here the word is very important. The nature of the truth is there both in the seer and the seen. That becomes one, and there is the separation between the seer and the seen also goes, because both are or both is becomes a better word in that sentence, that even though English wise it is wrong, there is only one. So both is one become that I am that. When Nisarga Maharaj said that, is that same experience from his experience, Vidyut Anubhavam, when he said that experience. This is the experience which each one of us have, but we do not know it because we are so engrossed, guided by the sense organs and the mind, which is taking us paranchikani, because we are looking outward for the answers. You can never find the answer out, because outside the moment we go outside, it will have adjective, it will have name and form, and the multiplicity will there. Ekatvam, that unity of all the experience of the Sattvabhavam cannot be comprehended when we are looking outward. This is the only way which we can understand the reality, is what Yama says to Nachiketa. Yada sarve pramuchyande kama ye asya hridi shrita adamrityo amruto bhavati yatra brahma samashnute. This is a beautiful verse from the Kathopanishad, which is quoted by most of the people when it Yada sarve kama that is happening when it can happen. Yada sarva kama, all the desires in the body, mind and intellect, ye asya hridishada, which are based in the heart, pramuchyande, when they become vain or get nil, from the null state of desires. Kama here doesn't mean the lust or desire. It is the intentions of to attain anything, to reach anything, to procure anything, to own anything, to experience anything. All those things are included in the word kama. It is just not lust or desire or anything. Even though the gross word kama is for desire, the kama should be understood in the totality of any intention of the individual. The individuality itself is an intention to experience things separate from its own self. That itself is the intention. Or so kamayata bhusyam prajayeti, when it was told in that Upanishad that that Purusha, the one which is avyakta, avyaktat paraha, it will let me become many, and we are part of that many. It is the same water particles which has become many of the waves and the oceans and the river and the cloud and the droplet and the snow, etc., etc. The same way, that intention is there which is keeping us alive as individuals of snow, water and rain and everything. When that yada sarve kama pramuchyande, when that intention with which we have the intention to be an individuality, when that wanes, pramuchyande, when it becomes nil or null, ata martyo amrita bhavanti, that is the time the martya, the one who thinks he is the one who is having death, birth and death, and who is thinking that I am born, I have a death, etc. He abandons that attitude or that belief that I am individuality. I become one with the creator or the creation, the substratum from where the creations took place. Amrita bhavanti, I become immortal. Only when that intention to experience from the individuality point of view, then only that immortality comes. Atta Brahma Samashnate. Here it becomes Brahman itself. There is no two separate thing, that he becomes the substratum itself from which everything props up. It is the same ocean from which the waves are appearing. He becomes the ocean. Even though the appearance of the wave remains, the wave knows that it is nothing but the ocean. That is what the Amrudatvam eti. Sada mrityo amrudo bhavati. Then what we think as the individuals with the body and mind and having birth and death, we are beyond that. Najayate mriyate is the mantra which Emma started with the whole discussion. This truth has no birth, no death, which he said. Now he is concluding that Adamartyo amruto bhavati. That who was thinking that it has got a birth and life, growth and decay, Shatvikara is the body. He goes beyond the body, becomes Amrita, he becomes immortal. Then he says, Yada sarve prabidhyande hridayasya yadeha grandayaha adamartyo amruto bhavati tavadyanshasanam. He is saying this is the advice, this is the message, anushasanam, this is the message of the rishis, which I am telling you, O Nachiketa. Yada sarve hridayasya grandayaha. When the binding of the heart or the individuality, sarve hridayasya grandayaha, when all the binding from the heart point of view, prabidhyande, bid means to break off. Prabidhyande means it shatters all the bondages of the heart, that I, mine, this is mine, this is my body, this is my world, this is my energy, everything is from that Hridaya Grandhi. That Hridaya Grandhi means bond, knot. Then when that knot breaks, Iha Ata Martya Amrita Bhavati. That when it happens, that intention to individualize and experience, that is what is called the Hridaya Grandhi. Etavada hi Anushasanam. This is verily the teaching of all the Shrutis. The entire mantras or all the Upanishads, all the Brahma Sutra, Gita, Bhagavad Gita, everything you put together, they all have to say only one thing, that Vidyade Hridaya Grandhi Chidyade Sarva Samsheha. When the knots of the heart breaks, knots are nothing but bondages. Vidyade Hridaya Grandhi Chidyande Sarva Samsheha. All the delusion, samshaya means here it is doubt, not doubt, samshaya delusion. Sarva samshaya, when all the doubt gets clarified that Hridaya is separate reality, has no, Hridaya is also Astitvam only. That is why when this is the Anushasanam, this is the instruction from all the rishis have been telling, and this is what you have been asking me. Oh Nachiketa, you asked me for the third boon, here, take it. This is Etavat Anushasanam. This is the Anushasanam, this is the message of the rishis which you have been asking for me as the third boon. Then in the Chandogya Upanishad, the Muntaka Upanishad, there is the Vidyade Hridaya Grandhi Chidyande Sarva Samshaya Shiyande Chasya Karmani Tasmin Drishte Paravare. This is a mantra from the Muntaka Upanishad. That is what I called. Vidyade Hrudaya Grandhi, when the knots of the heart is broken, Chidyande Sarva Samshaya, all the delusion which is that, it has become shattered. Shiyande Chasya Karmani, even though all the actions which he has been doing till then becomes completed. Shiyande means exhausted. Tasmin Drishte, in that state, Paravare, what is beyond the here and beyond, he sees, he experiences what is here and beyond, Paravare. Tasmin, in that state, when the Hridaya Grandhis are broken, when all the delusions are removed, and all the actions culminate, when there is no more karma to be done, nothing to be, sadhanandaranam rigyam, when it happens that way, tasmin drishte, in that state, paravare, in what is here and what is beyond, what is sarvatra, avyayam advayam, sarvavyapakam, atmanam pashyati. Now, in the Chandogya Upanishad, the last mantra which Sanat Kumara tells Narada is also one thing very similar to it. Tadesha sloko na pasyo mrityum pasyati na rogam na eta dukkataha sarvam apasya pasyati sarvam apnoti sarvatra iti sa ekada bhavati dvida bhavati panchada saptada navada chaiva punaschaikadasha smritaha shatamcha dashaschaikescha sahasrani vimshati ahara shuddho sattva shuddhi sattva shuddho dhruva smriti dhruvi smriti labdho sarva grandhinam vipramoksha tasmai mritita kashayayam tamasas param drashayati Bhagavan Sanat Kumaraha ataskanta ityachakshade ataskanta ityachakshade. This is the 26th mantra of Chandogya Upanishad, 7th chapter and 26th mantra, the second part of it. Tatesha shloko na pashyati. Now here, he is not seeing anything more. Mrityum na pashyati. He doesn't see death. Na rogam, na dukkhadaha. Sarvam na pashyati. Sarvam apnodi sarvashaha. He expands himself into sarvam. Sarvam apnodi sarvashaha. All the time. Sarvashaha means all the time. Sarvam apnodi. He expands himself into everything. Sa ekada bhavati, dvita, trita bhavati, panchada bhavati. He becomes 1, he becomes 3, he becomes 5, he becomes 7, he becomes 9. Punascha ekadasha becomes 11. Smritam shatamcha ekadasha sahasranika. He is quoting all numbers possible. What Sanat Kumara has become ecstatic. He has no words to explain to Narada because he himself is in that state of ecstasy. He is saying that it becomes thousands and ahara shuddho sattva shuddho. Because of that, what is being consumed by the sense organs. Ahara doesn't mean the food. The inputs which at that state is the sattva shuddhi. It is the pure truth of existence what is being consumed by the sense organs. And Sattva Shuddho Dhruva Smriti, and that is the time when the memories of multiplicity goes beyond the limit into Dhruva Smriti. It goes beyond the level of memory can hold it. Smriti Labdo Sarva Grandhinam Vipramokshaha. Once that happens, then all the type of bondage, Sarva Grandhinam Vipramokshaha. He is freed from all type of bondages, Vipramokshaha. Tasmai mridita kashayam tamasa param. He goes beyond all sorts of darkness of illusion or delusion or ignorance. Tamasa param darshayati. He sees beyond all the limitations of it. He is freed from the samsara. Bhagavan Sanat Kumara Stataha Skanda Ityachakshade Skanda Ityachase. He is also known as Skanda, that Sanat Kumara. This is his final, exclamatory, cry to Narada, who asked me, I am heard that, who knows Atmavid, Tarati Shokam Atmaved, the one who knows about Atma, he crosses beyond all the sorrows. So here, when in the final concluding statement, he makes this statement to Narada, Vipragyan, Sarvam Atnodi Sarvashaha. He expands himself into everything because it is existence. He knows it is his existence. This is what he says in the Chandogya Upanishad. Incidentally, I wanted to quote that because it is so relevant to this mantra which is there in the Kathopanishad. Because in the next mantra, Yama says, Shatam cha eka cha hritayasya nadyastam murdhani vinati smritaika tayor tayordhamasanna mritastvameti vishwanganya utkramena bhavanti. Now this shloka is one thing which is the Hatha yogis and the yogis who are doing the, the breaking of the Shirshasa and the life going out, all that. How ridiculous one can become to that extent is something which cannot. They quote this mantra from the Kathopanishad as their pramana for that, Kundalini plus and everything. What does it say? Shatam cha eka. 101 Hridayasya Nadya is the veins of the heart. It is a eulogy, or what is called, it is an exclamatory statement from the Shruti. Just as the Sanat Kumara was telling to Narada, Ekam cha, Dvita cha, Trita cha, Panchada, Saptada, Navacha. Same way here, Shatam cha, Eka cha. 101 is the nadis from the heart which is goes. Mean that is the heart, from the heart it goes in all direction. Tada murdhanam avismritaha, one which goes to the up murdha. It is tayoho urdham ayan. He attains immortality who travels through this. Anya, the others who do not go by that, he goes in different direction for rebirth. Here actually this mantra is calling us to think about the beginning sentence of this particular Valli. Urdhvamoola madashagam ashwattam prahuravya. That Urdhvam is the place from where every creation is coming. So the one nadi or one route through which you go toward the Urdhvam, that to the source, you are becoming one with that reality from which everything has become. One who do not do that those who are going through the branches to the other sides are one who are going through the sense organs and the pleasures of the heart and the mind and the sense organs. They go through the birth and rebirth. Anya Vishwanga Utkramano Bhavanti. For them the birth and death takes place. Only the one who realizes the Urdham, Moolam, and who goes towards that, attains towards that, the root from which everything has come, he becomes immortal. He is the one Amrutattvameti. He is the one who becomes immortal, not the others. He says that. Because to repeat that, to remember that, make us remind that, he uses the word Angushtamatra Purusho Antaratma Sadam Jananam Hridaye Sannivishta. Why did Yama has to bring the Angushtamatra Purusha in the concluding sentence of this mantra? Is again to remind us that you should not forget what I have been telling you all the beginning from onwards. The Angushtamatra Purusha Andaratma, the Andaratma Bahischa. When I said that, now, oh Nachiketa, do you understand what I was telling you? He is inside and he is there outside. Hridaya Sannivishta, even though he is experienced within, he is not limited. Sarvam apnoti sarvashaha. You expand yourself and you become many. So that is why it is Bahischa. That is why it is Tam Swasharirat Pravritya Brahman Munjadiva Ishukam Dairyena. Here he is giving an example. This should be done with the utmost attention. The example given is that if you have to take the stalk of a grass without disturbing without breaking it, what should be your concentration when you do that? Because Ishika from Munja is a very, very, very thin grass which is the size of a needle. And in the size of a needle, there is a subtler stem which is there inside the grass. So one who tries to take out that subtle, which is very, not very what you call supple also, very easily you can break it by even with a slight pull, it will not break, it will not come out from the root, it will break in between. That is the nature of the ishika. Ishika means the stem of the grass. Munja is a munja grass. It's a type of grass which is used for the for in the Vedic period. It is a very famous phase and examples are used. So the one who has that concentration to take out that grass, that should be the concentration through which tvam swasharirat pravrgrihya. In your body, you have to understand and know your reality through within your body. So how does he say? Purusha andaratma angushta matra sada sannivishta jananam hridaye. This is what I told you in the beginning. From the beginning I have been telling angushta matra. This man, this Atman is to be meditated as the size of a thumb inside you. But it is there in every heart, but the moment you know that when you expand it, you become everything. To know that you need the concentration. Tam pravrighet swasharirat. From your physical body, which is holding your sense organs, your mind and your intellect, you should separate it with the concentration, how much you need to take out the stem out of the munja grass. Same effort, because even a bit of lack of concentration, the mind and the intellect will take you outside, because that is the nature of the mind and the intellect. So such a concentration is required for you to attain this reality within our own body, because that is the reality with which this body is being made. Munjad iva ishikam, like the stem of the munja tree, tam vidyat, shukram amritam, that pure amritam, that immortal pure tam, that which is there within the body, vidyat, you can understand that if you have the concentration of that nature. He remains one who knows that he remains pure and immortal with the Purusha and Atma within himself. Only if you have such concentration to think and understand when that reality is exposing itself, because you cannot with your mind or intellect you can grasp it. That is why in one of the previous mantras said, by grace itself exposes itself. When your concentration is such perfect and pure, shukram, amritam, tam viditva, that is the time when the Atma exposes itself to such a candidate who has removed all delusions and all the karma from the indriyas, the intention to have that experience as an object, one who thinks that I can experience it as an object outside or comprehend within my intellect, all abandoning all that such thoughts, one who concentrates within that, the flash happens, or the flash moment when that Atma shines itself, that is like you need to have a concentration of the same nature. How do you take out the stem of a munja grass? This is, then you are, at that moment you will grasp it. Tam vidyate, shukram amritam, the pure and immortal. Now is the concluding mantra of this whole Upanishad. Mrityu proktam nachikasto atha labdva vidyametam yoga vidim cha kruttam brahma prapto virajo abhudi mrityur anyo tyam yo vidadyat meva. Nachiketa krishnam labdva etam vidyam cha yoga vidyam mrityu proktam atha praptah brahma abhut virajaha vimrityuhu anya eva api yo evam vidaha ye He Nachiketa, Krishnam labdva, have completely acquired, you are completely acquired, because the teacher can see the student has completely grasped the whole message from what he has been telling. Etam vidyam, this knowledge. Cha yoga vidyam, the method in how to unite to that, how to unite to that reality within yourself. Mrityu Proktam, as told by the Mrityu or Mrityudeva. Thus, Prapta Brahma, Amrutam Viraja, he became pure and immortal Brahman. Vimrityu, beyond the Mrityu. Anya eva vi, anyone else can also attain. That is the promise given by the Upanishad and Brahma and Yama himself. Anya eva api, others can all. Nachiketa could grasp it and he had done it and he has explained it and he's shown it. It is possible to achieve that. Anyone else also can do that. Ya evam vidahahi amrita atmatvam. One who indeed knows Atma as this, he also can attain this. It is not somebody's private property or somebody's guarded secret. It is there in Sarvabodhastam Atmanam. It is there. It is Sarvabodhastam. Every creation, it is the reality with which every creation has happened. And one who looks deep within himself, for him it cannot be divided, but it will shine by itself. When he devours himself of all the kamas and the sushma drishti, with that intellect, with his one concentrated way in which he is waiting for this to happen, that Atma shines itself for him, such a person. With that, the promise given by Yamaha that anyone also can achieve, we also have a possibility to achieve that. What more promise can the Upanishad give that anybody can achieve? And with that, the Upanishad is over. Om Sahanavavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahavidyam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadidamastu Ma Vidyushavahai. Om Shanti 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 Iti Kathopanishad. With that, I conclude the Kathopanishad. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.